Hello everyone, my name is Ikentikimama Prosper Irene here with another book summary. Today we are doing the part 3 of our series on the book Everywhere Present Christianity in a One Story Universe. So today's episode is titled We Live in an Altar. Welcome to today's episode where we explore the deep, often childlike perceptions of God's presence and how these seemingly simple observations can lead to profound reflections on where God lives and how He interacts with us in our daily lives. We begin with a story, a child's innocent belief that a priest lives in the altar. This perception, while charming, prompts a deeper reflection on the nature of God's presence. It's not uncommon for us to say God is everywhere, but this statement, while true, can feel too vague to be meaningful. The child's observation challenges us to think more deeply about where God is and how He dwells among us. I want to stop at this point to say if you have not listened to the episode 1 and 2 of this series, pause it here and go back and listen to it so that you know where we're coming from and where we're going to. With that being said, let's continue with the summary. Next, we turn to the sacraments and how they reveal deeper truths. Father Alexander Swearman, a great theologian, pointed out that sacraments don't make things something they're not. Instead, they reveal things to be what they truly are. Take the Jordan River, for example. It's already sacred, and the blessings it receives in liturgical prayer reveals its sanctity to us. This reflection helps us understand that God's presence isn't about dramatic displays, but about seeing the world as it truly is, a place filled with God's grace. In the Gospel of John, Christ's teaching on the Eucharist illustrates how Christian tradition unites the material and spiritual realms. The Eucharist isn't merely symbolic, it is, in reality, the body and blood of Christ. This challenges our modern tendency to separate the literal from the metaphorical. The child's belief that the priest lives in the altar symbolizes this unified view of reality where the sacred and secular overlap. Moving forward, we reflect on the Christian understanding of sacraments. St. Irenaeus teaches us that in the Eucharist, the bread becomes more than common bread through God's invocation. It embodies both earthly and heavenly realities. This unity is a mystery that doesn't require explanation, only acceptance. Similarly, in sacraments like Holy Baptism, the material elements, such as water, don't change their substance but are sanctified, revealing their true nature in union with God. Creation itself becomes a medium through which God's grace is received, uniting heaven and earth. St. John of Damascus offers a strong statement on the importance of matter in our salvation. Since God took on flesh and engaged with the material world, the material is worthy of veneration. We don't worship matter as God, but we honor it for its role in our salvation. The material world, infused with divine grace, becomes a channel through which we experience God's presence, as seen in sacred objects like the cross and the Holy Sepulchre. As we wrap up today's episode, we're reminded that in Christian tradition, the spiritual and material are not separate but deeply interconnected. The child's innocent perception leads us to a richer understanding of how God is present in our world through the sacraments, through creation, and through the material objects that help us encounter God. This understanding invites us to live in a world where heaven and earth meet, where every part of creation is a potential vessel of God's grace. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this episode has given you a new perspective on where God lives and how deeply He is intertwined with the world around us. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and join us next time as we continue to explore the mysteries of faith. For questions, suggestions, and the written form of this summary, you could reach us at christianbooksummaries1@gmail.com. God bless you and see you in the next episodes.